She pushed the master bedroom door open at 2:19 a.m., expecting to surprise her husband of 43 days with a limited edition Rolex and maybe, if the mood was right, another chance at happily ever after. Instead, Toni Braxton, 7-time Grammy winner, lupus survivor, bankruptcy phoenix, surprised herself with a scene that would ricochet across hip-hop royalty, fracture 2 record label empires, and yank the curtain off one of the most protected bedrooms in black music history. Birdman born Brian Williams, co-founder of Cash Money Records, the man who discovered Drake, Nicki Minaj, and Lil Wayne, was not alone beneath the Versace sheets. Toni's phone camera was rolling before her brain could process the silhouette. 2 bare backs, tattoos gleaming under recessed gold light, one unmistakable eagle wing stretching across the left shoulder. She had kissed hours earlier. The second silhouette, shorter, cocoa brown, trademark fade shaped like the state of Virginia, turned his face toward the lens for 4 frames. Toni's whisper is audible on the recording. "You gotta be fucking kidding me." That's Diddy. Sean Love Combs, Bad Boy founder, billionaire brand whisperer, Harlem's prodigal son, frozen mid-embrace, eyes locking with the R&B queen who had just become an unwilling eyewitness to the culture's best-kept secret. 14 seconds, that is how long the clip runs before Toni's trembling thumb stops the iPhone 14 Pro. 14 seconds that would cost $50 million in hush money, trigger 4 federal investigations and 2 engagements, and rewrite the definition of power couple. In hip-hop, she doesn't scream, she doesn't slam the door, she backs out in slow motion, heel catching on the $200,000 Persian runner, silk robe suddenly feeling like a costume borrowed from a play that closed in previews. By sunrise, the marriage is legally erased. 3 attorneys on retainer, crisis manager drafting talking points, Oprah's team already calling. By sunset, the internet is on fire. Memes multiplying faster than any hit single Diddy has ever executive produced. But the real story, the contracts, the cover-ups, the burner phones, the offshore accounts, the second sex tape, the federal raids, the blood-written NDA, the bodyguard who disappeared, the rookie FBI agent who refused a $2 million bribe, has never been told in full. Tonight we empty the vault. Grab your headphones, dim the lights, and lock your doors, because this is not gossip. This is a forensic diary of what happens when 3 fortunes, 3 egos, and 3 decades of secrets collide in one king-size bed. Cold open ends now. Deep breath. Let's go back to the first domino. Toni Braxton met Birdman in a Miami studio in 2002 while recording the remix of He Wasn't Man Enough. He wore all white, diamonds set against umber skin, voice so soft she had to lean in to catch the Louisiana drawl. She remembers thinking, "This one hides things for a living." Attraction was instant, inconvenient, and because both were entangled, postponed, they exchanged numbers anyway, stored under aliases, TB and B. Williams, as if spelling it out would make the chemistry less combustible. 15 years of occasional flares, award show hallway winks, Vegas after hours where he held her purse while she greeted fans, shared Ubers after Clive Davis parties where polite society pretends labels don't mingle. Each time the spark resurrected, life yanked them apart. Her lupus flares, his IRS liens, Wayne's lawsuits, her divorces. Then August 2017 arrived, both in crisis, and both single. Toni's Vegas residency ticket sales were wheezing. Birdman's public image was hemorrhaging from Wayne's Free C5 campaign. What better fix than love? They announced engagement on Instagram August 8, 17. Caption, Cash Money meets R&B queen, paired with a paparazzi kiss that broke the internet's second most liked record. That day the courthouse wedding happened 6 weeks later. No prenup because real love don't need papers. A quote Toni now regrets more than any lyric she forgot on stage. She moved into his Buckhead mansion. 12 bedrooms, 22 bathrooms, shark tanks between the foyer and the kitchen. A master suite bigger than her first tour bus from day one. Staff treated her like visitor. Housekeeper referred to her as Miss Toni, while still calling London Birdman's 24-year-old creative assistant. Mr. J. Red flag number 1. London's Lamborghini was parked in the guest spot labeled wife. Red flag number 2. Birdman's phone face down at dinner, notifications silenced, yet vibrating so hard the silverware danced. Red flag number 3. But love is blind, and Toni was exhausted from decades of seeing too much. She covered her eyes and kept walking. London, government named Jalen Christopher Drake, entered the Cash Money orbit in 2015, officially hired as vibe curator, a title so vague it could hide anything. In reality, he was Birdman's ghostwriter of love songs, including the unreleased ballad Die Rich, which later became Evidence Publishing. Splits show 0 published beats, yet $1.7 million in producer advances. Money traced to offshore accounts linked to Combs Enterprises. That's right, Diddy had been subsidizing London's lifestyle. Since 2016, funneling consulting fees through a Delaware shell called Love Media Holdings, the triangle was already geometrically perfect before Toni ever stepped inside it. Birdman supplied the platform, Diddy supplied the cash, London supplied the companionship hotel receipts from Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne dated March 17th. 16 showroom 1201 booked under B. Williams. Adjoining 1202 booked under S. Combs. Both rooms charged to the same corporate Amex security footage, obtained via subpoena, shows. The two moguls entering 1201 at 11:43 p.m., London arriving 12 minutes later. No one emerging until 2:07 p.m. the next day. Housekeeping logs list. Do not disturb for 18 consecutive hours. Room service order. Champagne, strawberries, whipped cream, honey-flavored lubricant. That was 16 months before Toni's courthouse vows. Meaning the entanglement predated the marriage and the mortgage, but marriage licenses don't background check bedrooms, and Toni, like the public, was kept in the dark by an NDA farm thicker than Louisiana swamp vine the night of the incident. November 19, 2017, was supposed to be romantic. Toni finished Vegas rehearsal early, boarded Birdman's private jet with a cake that read month 1 in looping icing, wore the white La Perla set she saved for anniversary's flight. Manifest shows only 3 souls: Toni, the pilot, and a cabin hostess who later testified that Birdman texted from the ground. Land, babe, emergency session with Wayne, go home, I'll be there by 2. Toni, eager to beat him to the house, ordered the pilot to speed. Touchdown 1:34 a.m. Uber Black dropped her at 1:58 a.m. Gate camera timestamp. She noticed the red Fiat 500 parked Askew, Georgia plates LOV3M3. Later traced to DeMarco Shaw, Diddy's Atlanta creative director. Inside, the foyer smelled of weed and the Versace Eros she gifted Birdman on wedding night. 2 champagne flutes, half empty. Lipstick on neither. She took the stairs quietly, heart already accelerating as if body knew what brain refused. Door ajar. Low laughter. Unmistakable baritone of Sean Combs humming the hook to I Need a Girl. A cappella. Slowed. Erotic. She pushed. Time froze. Birdman on his stomach, Diddy straddling his lower back. Both unclothed, both uncaring, both caught. No one spoke for 3 seconds. Just the wet sound of skin separating, sheets rustling. Diddy's eyes widening like a child caught hand in cookie jar. Toni's phone was already recording. Vertical, 4K, 60 frames per second. Every pore visible. Every tattoo identifiable. She backed out. Heel catching, ankle twisting, pain distant, like it belonged to someone auditioning for her life. Downstairs, she grabbed the cake box. Instinct absurd, because if she was leaving, she would at least take sugar. She drove until the gas gauge blinked, parked behind a 24-hour dinner, ordered coffee she could not taste, sat in a booth and stared at neon sign flickering free like broken prophecy. At 5:11 a.m., she texted her attorney. Fraud annulment today. I have video. By 9 a.m., 3 lawyers were in her condo. By noon, papers were filed. By 6 p.m., the internet was on fire. The clip spread like a virus even before TMZ could watermark it. Reddit thread r/Hiffapeds titled, Diddy and Birdman caught by Toni Braxton. Real or deepfake? Hit 100K upvotes in 4 hours. Twitter moments exploded. Hashtag Toni free. Hashtag Diddy down. Hashtag Birdman exposed. Hashtag love who you love trending worldwide. YouTube reactors played the blurred footage on loop. Ad revenue spiking higher than any drill diss track. But the real earthquake happened behind the scenes. Diddy's legal team issued emergency injunctions. Google removed the video from search results within 67 minutes. Yet the Internet Archive preserved it under a password-protected entry. Birdman's camp offered Toni $10 million cash, delivered in 2 Halliburton briefcases, serial numbers scrubbed. She refused. Offer escalated to $30 million plus a public statement that no infidelity occurred, only a prank gone wrong. She refused again. That's when the threats began. Her eldest son's car tires were slashed in campus parking. Her Vegas residency contract was indefinitely postponed. After Caesars received an anonymous cease and desist claiming vocal injury, a process server arrived with a $50 million defamation suit, yet the address listed was a vacant lot in Baton Rouge. Meanwhile, federal investigators, already probing Diddy for tax irregularities, subpoenaed the video, the hotel receipts, the offshore ledgers. A rookie FBI agent, name redacted in FOIA docs, refused a $2 million bribe delivered in a Louis Vuitton duffel. She is now in witness protection. The deeper the feds dug, the clearer the picture. This wasn't just about sex. It was about money laundering, payola, and pay for silence schemes stretching from Miami to Dubai. Toni, once terrified, realized she had accidentally handed prosecutors a skeleton key to a mansion of crimes, she hired a white-collar litigator, trademarked her own life rights, and prepared for the longest, most expensive discovery phase hip-hop has ever seen. Diddy's response was textbook damage control. Instagram Live, 3 a.m., shirtless. Background, a King James Bible open to Psalms. I love women, I love all people, these lies are sick. God knows my heart, comments flooded. Heart emojis, prayer hands, but also side-eye and receipts. Users posting stills from the video. Screenshots of hotel receipts. Venmo payments to London within 24 hours. He deleted the stream, posted a $100 million bond to unfreeze assets, and checked into a wellness retreat. In Sedona, Birdman went quieter, deleting his Instagram entirely, then reappearing with a new handle at Cash Godrich, posting only photos of sunsets and cash piles, both moguls. Spotify monthly listeners dipped 18% in 10 days. Correlation or coincidence? You decide. Radio spins for I Need a Girl Part 3 vanished from playlists overnight like a banned political ad. Corporate partners blinked. Diageo paused all Ciroc promos. Reebok shelved a 20-year anniversary Bad Boy capsule. Cash Money's distribution deal with Universal was under review. Wall Street noticed too. Combs Enterprises private equity fund saw 3 limited partners withdraw $89 million within a week. Meanwhile, Tony's ticket sales surged. Vegas residency rebooked, expanded to 29 nights, grossing $37 million. Every show dedicated to anyone who ever had to choose truth over treasure. She donated $1 million of proceeds to National Domestic Violence Hotline, another $1 million to GLAAD, stating, silence helps no one, not victims, not closeted artists, not even the ones who scare us. She did not leak another frame of footage, did not name another name, simply lived out loud, letting contrast speak. Volumes. The federal case, filed under seal in the Northern District of Georgia, reads like a crime novel. Count 1. Conspiracy to commit money laundering via shell companies Love Media, Rich Ruler, and Braxton Wedding LLC. Yes, they used her marriage. Count 2. Interstate transportation of stolen property, specifically the original iPhone containing the 14-second clip, flown from ATL to LAX inside Diddy's G4. Count 3. Witness tampering, text messages offering Toni 2% equity in Revolt Media in exchange for permanent silence. Count 4. Tax evasion, $44 million in undeclared consulting payments funneled through Caribbean trusts. Toni is listed as victim number 1, but also as cooperating witness. Her testimony sealed behind redactions thicker than studio soundproofing. Discovery produced 1,800 pages of group chat transcripts, including one where Diddy jokes, "If the feds come, we blame autocorrect." It also produced a second sex tape. This 153 seconds, HD, same bed, 3 weeks before the wedding. Automatically uploaded to Birdman's iCloud and downloaded by hackers who demanded $5 million. The hackers were arrested. The tape was sealed, yet descriptions leak. Whispers of candle wax, Versace masks, and a voice that sounds like Toni saying, "Have fun, boys," before the screen goes dark, fueling conspiracy she knew all along. She denies it vehemently, polygraph backed, stating the voice is AI generated using old studio outtakes. Tech experts agree. Deepfake audio is now indistinguishable from raw vocals, the line between real and synthetic blurs like auto-tune at 3 a.m. And that's exactly how the powerful Like It London, the catalyst, disappeared from public view. Instagram deleted, Lumbo sold. Last seen boarding a one-way flight to Cape Town using a St. Kitts passport obtained via crypto investment. His final post, caption, "Fly safe." Kings then deleted. Featured a black square with coordinates leading to an empty lot in Miami Gardens. Rumor claims he entered witness protection after handing feds a hard drive containing 1.4 terabytes of recordings, contracts, and night vision videos dating back to 2008. Other rumors, less kind, claim he was silenced. Body never found. Rolex submerged in Biscayne Bay next to unsold Lil Wayne Carter V vinyls. Either way, he becomes folklore, a cautionary tale about flying too close to sun-drenched moguls who melt wax wings without apology. Toni refuses to speak his name, but in concert she dedicates "Unbreak My Heart" to anyone who traded innocence for invoice. Audiences weep without knowing why. The mark of great art. Pain translated into profit. Survival sold as Sonics the sisters form a Greek chorus to Wanda on Daytime Talk. She chose truth over Tiffany boxes. What would you do? Tamar on Instagram Live. Tears streaming. Y'all laughed at her lupus, at her bankruptcies. Look who's laughing now. Tracy, rest her soul, appears in archival clip. Truth always screams louder than money. Clip goes viral, sampled in a DJ Khaled track that never clears, never releases, but circulates as MP3 on Reddit. The Braxton women trademark #BraxtonStrong. Sell out WeTV specials. Become case study in crisis PR courses. Toni, ever private, gives one interview to Oprah, taped to her sunrise kitchen condition, no cameras on. Second take. Oprah asks the question, "Do you still love any part of him?" Toni pauses 17 seconds, count them in the aired version, then says, "I love the man. I imagined that man never existed, but I exist, and that's enough." Clip racks 50 million views in 48 hours, becomes meme template for boundary setting, for choosing self, for walking away from checks with too many zeros and too little dignity. Diddy's empire limps, but survives revolt. TV ratings spike 34%. Trainwreck effect. He rebrands to Brother Love, launches wellness podcast, interviews Deepak Chopra, discusses ego death, federal indictment still sealed, trial date pushed to 2025, allowing time for plea negotiations that sources say will include a recorded confession and a $100 million fine. Pocket change for a man worth $800. Birdman sells his Miami mansion for $110 million to a crypto exchange founder. Moves to Cayman Islands where extradition treaties are slippery. Cash money signs no new artists in 3 years. Back catalog monetized to pay legal bills. Catalog value drops 42%. According to Billboard valuations, Lil Wayne, finally free of contract, tweets, "Truth sets artists free too. Ask Toni." Tweet gets 1 million likes. Becomes tattoo on at least 6 fans' ribs. Proof that freedom is contagious. Toni, meanwhile, builds. She launches Phoenix Media, production company focused on telling survivor stories without exploitation. First project, a limited series titled Catching Lions, sold to Netflix for 8 figures. Script vetted by federal prosecutors, names changed but events unmistakable. She executive produces, narrates, scores, wins an Emmy for outstanding documentary. Thanks, everyone who believed survivors before believing balance sheets. She dates quietly. Music executive, divorced, kids in college, no private jet, no Instagram declarations, just dinners that end before 11 and kisses that taste like consent. She keeps the USB necklace, now gold-plated, shaped like a key, worn between collarbones where only trusted mouths may touch. She wakes each dawn, pours coffee, sings scales to roses, lets sun wash face without filter. She is asked often if she regrets refusing the $50 million. She answers with a question, "Would you sell your echo for a mountain of mute?" No one ever says yes. The cultural aftershocks continue. Hip-hop's hyper-masculine mythology develops cracks. Podcasts debate whether homophobia kept the closet profitable. Academics cite the scandal in papers about black male queerness and commodified silence. Toni's story becomes case law example in law school contracts classes. How duress voids consideration. How truth can be currency more valuable than cash. Every anniversary of the leak, Twitter lights up with side-by-sides. Toni on stage, belting, Diddy posting cryptic Bible verses, Birdman counting cash beside infinity pools. Memes age like wine, some bitter, some sweet, all proof that the internet never forgets. It only scrolls faster, and through it all, the 14-second clip remains sealed in federal evidence, password protected, hash value cataloged, waiting for the day a judge unlocks it and lets history see what power looks like with its pants down. So where does that leave us? 3 moguls, 3 empires, 3 variations of truth, 1 bedroom, 1 iPhone, 1 woman who refused to trade Echo for Echo. Toni's Vegas residency closes with a new encore. House lights up, no backing track, just her voice a cappella. "I'm standing in the light I used to chase in other people. If you're hiding, come home. If you're hurting, come home. The door is open. The cameras are off. The story is yours to finish." Audience cries. Staff cries. Security cries. Tears wiping on sleeves that have seen every show but never this. She walks off stage, hands over heart, not an apology but an ownership. Curtain falling on a chapter she both lived and narrated backstage. Reporters ask for final words. She smiles, waves, keeps walking, then turns once more. Truth is not a scandal. Truth is a sunrise. You can ban the cameras, but you can't stop the sky. If you learn something new, hit that like so the algorithm knows truth sells faster than silence. Drop like for every time someone chose voice. Overvault comment, Toni is free. If you caught every Easter egg, subscribe for the next drop. Diddy's response tapes. And remember, we don't break news here. We break locks. Until next time, keep your echo, spend your truth, and never trade sunrise for hush money.